Back again, and we are going to try to continue what we were trying to do. We are trying to make the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. We are trying to make the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. However, it cut off right at when I was talking about Karate Kid. And yes, I'm really, really fucking pissed off with the fact that technology is not on my side. In fact, it never was. It never was. It never was. So, I'm going outside to make Hut video in history. The longest Hutchins Hut video in history. However, is a real problem. Technology is getting worse. The entertainment industry is getting worse. The movies are getting worse. The television is getting worse. So, what do I have to fall back on? Well, like my brother said, I need to go back to my roots. And by going back to my roots, this is where I'm about to attempt one of the greatest fucking things you guys probably never in 100 years would you think I would try and do. But I'm outside yelling into my phone, and I'm about to make the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. And in case you guys forgot what the record was, my longest record right now is 4 hours. So if I could go over 4 hours, I will have made the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. History, bro. History. And yes, I have a long way to go. Boy, oh, howdy, I do. So I'm outside shirtless. It is dark outside. I'm out on my balcony, screaming into my phone. Well, not screaming into my phone, and telling you this is the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Yes, it will be the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Okay? But as I tried to do it on my laptop, you probably were wondering, why did it cut off right at Karate Kid legend? Well, let me tell you. Because one, technology sucks. Two, my computer fucking sucks. And because my computer fucking sucks, it cut me off right at 6.5 minutes when I was trying to talk to you about the new film Karate Kid Legends. And then after that, I tried continuing by re-educating you on what was going on with the 2025 remake. Yes, the 2025 remake of Lilo and Stitch. Even though we know the original one happened 23 years ago. Yes, 23 years ago. Okay. Now I know you probably think I'm crazy. Yeah, you probably think I'm crazy. But, again, we are trying to break the world record of the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Okay. The longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. We will make the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Tonight. The longest Hutchins Hut video in history. It will be greater than anything I've made before. And it will beat out the record of 4 hours. Okay. So now we gotta go back on our sites again, and we have to remind you what we were talking about before my internet decided to be a fucking bitch. Before my internet crashed and before it acted like a stupid fucking bitch, let me remind you what I was talking about. Okay. So, welcome guys. This is now my attempt number 2 on trying to make the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Yes, we are trying to attempt to make the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. But I have too many fucking pages. Okay, so what we were trying to talk about, okay. Now, you want to know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pull up my history on my Google and I'll tell you what I was reading. Okay, alright everybody, so what was I talking about under the history tab on my Google before my internet was being a stupid fucking bitch? Well, okay, so we were talking about the Karate Kid and how the reboot of the Karate Kid is basically blending the both of best worlds, the best of both worlds, both again, with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio breaking the proverbial bond. Again, and then after that, we also talked about why we are sorry, but again, Lebo and Stitch 2025, and why it was right to make Jumba the main antagonist instead of Captain Gantu. Like we have said yesterday on our late night videos. If you hadn't seen late night videos, I recommend you go watch that first. Otherwise, you can keep watching. Also, now, what we were talking about right before we had our screen blackout and fucking error messages popping up all God knows where, we were trying to talk about Geoff Johns and how he is the greatest Batman artist of all time. Well, arguably one of the best Batman artists of all time. Geoff Johns and why his effort on Batman comics are some of the greatest Batman comics of all time. Okay, so just about every writer we know has turned in Batman comics. Again, whether it's a monthly series or a miniseries, Geoff Johns has been one of the most prolific writers of all time. Some of the all-time stories from DC's library and Superman and Green Lantern and Batman and also many, many others. Make no mistakes. Also, it gave him and other DC comic book writers the freedom that they deserve. Also, it actually, even though, again, he's worked on Dark Knight many times. He's worked on Infinite Crisis many times. He's worked on a fucking Flashpoint. And best of all, he made the story that not too many of you are familiar with, Batman, the Three Jokers. A very controversial spin on a what-if story that is paradoxically great and can exist both in and out of the canon. This arc has reshaped the Batman mythology from what we already know, all the way back to Batman #1 and Joker's initial debuts. Batman and other Geoff Johns comics, also Batman had a really, really big part of Green Lantern. Yes, he also was responsible for making Wally West the Flash. He was the one who created Wally West Flash. Geoff Johns was the one who created Wally West Flash. He also expanded the mythology not only of Batman, the Flash, and Green Lantern. He's done much, much, much more. And we're not even done yet. Hell no, we're not even close to done yet. Oh, hell no. Now, in the Green Lantern corner of DC Universe, Geoff Johns has resurrected the Hal Jordan character. And now he had the greatest redemption. However, we already know what happened in 2011 with Ryan Reynolds in the monstrosity we know Parallax. Again, make no mistake. He also was responsible for Teen Titans, Justice League, and the New 52. Also, he's teamed up a lot of times with Jim Lee. And these stories under his belt, Johns has also written Batman with an ensemble story for brief short stories featured in a lot of his other books. A lot of comic book writers started similar paths, however, with very weird characters, and then climbing up the ladder the more famous characters, until finally realizing the pinnacle of civilization itself, the DC heroes of the DC universe. Just like Batman, Johns has briefly wrote Batman in books like Infinite Crisis and The Brightest Day. It's hard to emphasize a character with such a large event. He also was part of Green Lantern Rebirth and Green Lanterns Volume 4. He was an antagonist force to Hal Jordan, make no mistake. And he's even insulted Hal Jordan into a point where we had Jon Stewart basically punch him and Hal in the face. Very, very awesome moments. Batman finally took center stage when Johns was able to write the Batman Earth 1 novel, free from any classic constraints we saw from the Prime. Now we go again and reminding you all again what happened in his book, The Three Jokers. Again, inspired completely by The Killing Joke, Dark Side War, and many other recommended reads will lead on this list. Okay, it's basically a what if story. What if Batman had 3 Jokers instead of 1? Also, it provided the closure arc of what happened with Batman and Joe Chill. Again, very, very long-lasting effect of the Joker and Batman mythology as we know. So yeah, sure, there wasn't just 1 Joker, there were 3. If they had their own way, there'd be many more. However, that's not the case in this one. The Joker has always been a force of nature and has been a very annoying character in Batman's world. Make no mistake. The 3 Jokers continues this idea, and yet Joker is simply not a man to be up against, especially as a villainous force against Batman. The 3 Jokers tried to take Joker into a nameless, faceless person and give him more emotional packed weight connected to Batman past and Joe Chill. They even tried to take Joe Chill and change him into a Joker, and yeah, it really was really weird. Recommended reads before you read Batman 3 Jokers: Killing Joke, Hush, Long Halloween, Man Who Laughs, Joker Year 1, Under the Hood, Death in the Family, Death of the Family, Endgame, Dark Side War, and Rebirth 1. Many fans do not enjoy the 3 Jokers because the change they made the Joker's concept. However, looking back many years later like me, why did they change this? Well, this was because the revelation as we saw in Justice League and the Dark Side War. Fans believed there was only 1 Joker. After the events of 3 Jokers, there was only 1 Joker. So therefore, fans didn't know what Joker's real name was, and they still don't know who Joker's real name is. So on contrary, there is much more to why they did this on the Killing Joke, and this is why Joker remains to be the most annoying character of all of Batman library. Arguably said. Geoff Johns did what he can by taking some of the existing pieces of mythology and manipulating them into a real world problem. Why did these artists draw Joker in a way like this? Why did the Joker seem much wilder in depictions while others? Well, we're about to answer that fucking question. Now shut the fuck up. Well, many fans have the answer. Why was there 3 Jokers? Well, the revelation doesn't take too much away. It simply gave a way of saying the real world creative decision while maintaining consistency of Joker across decades of publications, going all the way back to his very first appearance in the first Batman, and also the first Batman movie we saw back in the 1989. Geoff Johns is above all exceptional at flipping stories on their head, making readers scratch their heads and say, what the fuck just happened? And then changing iconic characters' history for the better. Whether he changes them to make Batman 3 Jokers for better or for worse, it depends on the people, it depends on the reader. But the most important valuable lesson of all is that he took the chance to craft something very strange and very new. Very strange and very new. Yes, very strange and very new. The first time we saw Joker was Batman the movie. And again, the next time we see Joker will be in Batman Part 2. Whenever that fucking happens. I don't know. A lot of people are saying they're giving up on Batman Part 2 because they're taking too fucking long. Make no mistake. Matt Reeves was the director and person behind Batman Part 2. But now people are saying, are we going to still have Matt Reeves in Batman? Well, we should hope so. We should certainly hope so. We should certainly hope so because, again, he's on a different side of the spectrum, unlike James Gunn, who is trying to make his own universe again and trying to flip it on his own ways. Granted, his own ways. Granted. Now, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Yeah, I'm going to be drinking lots of water. I might be drinking some soda. I'm not sure yet, but let's just keep going. Okay. We're going to be talking about another controversial subject. We're going to be talking about the Ancient One from Doctor Strange. The controversial character from the MCU, from Doctor Strange. The Ancient One. Okay, the Ancient One. In the comics, was there a need for an upgrade? And why was the Ancient One so important to Doctor Strange's origin, just to later get erased in the story? And why was Tilda Swinton cast as Ancient One? We're going to answer all these questions here on the Hutchins Hut. For over 17 years, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or as dubbed MCU, has accomplished great features that no other film franchise has done before or ever. It's helped to revive characters like Hulk, Spider-Man, and thousands of others, while also bringing characters to the big screen that are previously thought to be nearly impossible to pull out. Characters like Doctor Strange, the Guardians of the Galaxy, just to name a few. There's no doubt there are many challenges that are needed to overcome these tall tasks. And yes, there's many tall tasks. There's no doubt there are many challenges that are needed to be overcome with these kinds of people. But one of the trickiest was the first Doctor Strange movie. And to capture the same sense of surrealism and trippy psychedelic visual from the books and to live action films. However, there are more other outdated aspects from the comics that needed to be tweaked in order to rectify for the new generation. While there were many aspects of the story from Stan Lee and his friend Steve Ditko, as they still hold up remarkably well after 60 years in the making. After the character's debut in the comics, there is also a very particular character who stands out the most. And that, my friend, is the Ancient One. The Ancient One played a very crucial role in Doctor Strange and his origin. Trying to bring her character to the screen became very tricky. And oh hell, it was tricky. A very sensitive situation for everybody who was in this project. As controversial as the casting of Tilda Swinton was, it's arguably the best outcome ever. And here's why. Because it's considered to be the lose-lose situation. With all being said, it's possible they can still find another way around them. Okay. The Ancient One, from the Doctor Strange books, is of need of an upgrade. And we're about to tell you. While the character was created with good intentions, the original design personally does not hold up. Okay, it didn't hold up. Every version of the Ancient One. Doctor Strange from 1978, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2006, Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme 2007, and the MCU 2016 and 2019. In the original problem we saw from Doctor Strange comics, created by our friends Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, the Ancient One was an original Sorcerer Supreme, taking Stephen Strange as a protege in the mystic arts. After basically a life-changing car accident, the comics now portray the character as a wise mentor and overall is a very likable person. Humble but also selfish, the injured doctor through his teaching of the magic arts. The only problem though, design. Bald head and a very, very, very racist mustache. And boy oh howdy it was. As a very stoic mustache. Basically was a very racist stereotype. And boy oh howdy it was. Seeing how Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, along with many of their other characters they created in the comics, they are champions of racial equality and injustice, used in such a way like the X-Men and Black Panther did back in 1970, to speak out against injustice and racism of real-world society in a way that's obvious and kind to perception to characters is not at all what they are intended. There's no doubt that again, they had nothing but good intention to introduce these characters and this most prominent Asian character in the Marvel Universe. And not to mention others like Wong, and then later also Shang-Chi. Again, Shang-Chi is also Asian, make no mistake. But again, the medium of this one-dimensional Orient stereotype and the Ancient One, his portrayal in the comics doesn't do much help. So, the portrayal of Asian character in a film, a TV, and even books has come very much a long way since the 60s. And oh boy, oh howdy it did. With original portrayal of the Ancient One being a stereotypical racist Asian character created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. It's also one character that really needed changed. So, Doctor Strange movie, again, they found it was quite a very tall task. So now, here we go. The Ancient One is very important to the Doctor Strange origin. Too important, very important. You cannot erase it from history. You just can't. You just can't. So, okay, guys. When it comes to adapting the Ancient One for a modern audience of the MCU, the creators behind Doctor Strange are presented with a very tall task, considering a very original ethnic background to their character, who then again, as we saw, it happened in the country of Tibet. So, without causing too much confusion, from the Chinese market, which is one of the biggest movie audiences of the world, they also had to make this tall task happen. So they had, instead of unintentionally reinforcing the same stereotype, they had to put a girl instead to play the Ancient One. And not just any girl either. We're talking Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton. Interview again on a web show from YouTube. The co-creator went in more detail about why they decided to put Tilda Swinton into the shoes of the Ancient One. The thing was, again, it's really, really important. Me pulling my hair out, some people are like, well, why not cast this person? Well, I'm like, well, first of all, yeah, she is cool. I'd love to make a film with her, but you're telling me that's because You cast a Chinese actress to play a Tibet character? Are you out of your fucking mind? The levels of cultural insensitivity around this fucking thing, and that everyone is staking out one particular place after another, and not realizing and justifying every single fucking thing that's happening and losing a proposition. So what do? They make one of the most powerful characters of the universe a woman. Not just any woman either. Tilda Swinton. Why was Tilda Swinton cast as the Ancient One? Now, this is where the real fun begins. Or as Anakin Skywalker said on Revenge of the Sith, while he about to go commit genocide on a bunch of Jedi youngins. This is where the real fun begins. Why was Tilda Swinton cast as the Ancient One? Again, race swap in the character, controversial. Fans praised it though, and the actress in the role that was meant for a man. Okay. Both the Doctor Strange films are available on Disney Plus. You can also see her in one important scene you saw from Avengers Endgame back in 2019. Ultimately, they decided there was no choice but to keep the Ancient One in the story. Although there was no wins at all in the situation, so they had to put someone else instead. They have also considered many other actors to play the role. However, it didn't work. So they then decide, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? In this case, the stereotype of the Ancient One had to be undone. We want to have a woman, okay? A middle-aged woman, okay? Every iteration of the script played by Asian women, like a dragon lady. I'm very sensitive to the history of dragon lady representations from many of those films. I shy away from it. Who is magical and mystical and is a woman in secret that could work in this role? Our mind has finally went with Tilda Swinton. Despite the controversy, now it has saved us. It has saved us. It set us free. Yes, it set us free. Doctor Strange turned out to be one of the greatest movies, or arguably one of the first one was a good movie. The second one, it failed to deliver. Okay. But it may be difficult to imagine at some point or another. How was this handled in such a great way? Well, as my dad of the comic book universe has taught me the very foundations, it's the admirable trait of not giving up and remembering that you can't give up on hope as long as hope means something later down the line. Yes. However, later films like Shang-Chi and Legend of Ten Rings have also been less complicated now because we left the doors open to possibility. Because, make no mistake, you have to remain optimistic. You must remain optimistic. Yes, you have to remain optimistic. Yes, the possibility is endless. But we decided we take a gamble and we had our actress. She did a really good job. This is why we had Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. Now, obviously, as we already know, as we already told you just a few short minutes ago, about how fixing one of the most controversial characters in all of the comic book universe, even though originally the character in comics was played by a man, changing the character to a less stereotypical choice while also honoring and remembering the fact you have Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton was an excellent, excellent character, excellent actress, and she played an excellent time as the Ancient One. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. She played an excellent version of the Ancient One. Now, if you excuse me for a minute, I'm going to get some water. Oh yeah, this is starting to get really crazy. I also just remembered something else that's really important. Actually, there's several things that are important. I have to go through my nighttime routine. Okay, what does that mean? Well, I promised my sister I was going to take a shower tonight before I go to sleep. Make no mistakes. Make no mistake. So now, what I'm about to do is I'm about to take a shower. And again, you'll still hear me. I'm just taking a shower. Okay. Bun. Alright. Alright. Don't worry, I'll still talk about stuff. I'm just taking a shower. Again, this is, after all, the longest Hutchins video. So, alright. If you're just tuning in, I'm about to take a shower. But, have no fear. The camera is not pointed at me at all. In fact, it's not pointed at me at all. Because I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to talk to you guys when I'm in the shower. I learned, after many, many successful live streams, this trick is guaranteed to work every time. This trick works every time. So that means if I take a shower, I point the camera away, and I focus on myself while talking to you, while also not drowning out myself as a fan, I can still deliver the content that you guys want. Okay? So, make no mistake. And now, we are just adjusting the temperature of our shower right now. Because remember, this is part of the nighttime routine. So you're going to see me do my nighttime routine. Okay? close the curtain. Now you see I have the shower curtains of the comic book universe. The shower curtain of the comic book universe. Yes, the shower curtain of the comic book universe. As it is initially intended to be part of this video, the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. And again, this is the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. And I cannot do this without your help. I could have not done this without your help. And without your support. And without you, this would not be possible. So take a moment to realize that you are important to the channel too. You are what made this possible. All 350 of you. You have made me who I am today. And without this, it wouldn't have been possible. So, congratulate yourself. Take a moment. Pat yourself on the back. And then most importantly, as I always say, go out and say, yeah buddy, yeah buddy, yeah buddy, yeah buddy, yeah buddy. I want to start seeing people say, yeah buddy. Make no mistakes. I want you guys starting to be more enthusiastic about my content as I try to deliver content that is interesting, yet also is family safe. Well, not for the children, but for the older people. Again, the older audiences. Audiences that are above the age of 18. Okay? So that is what this channel is for. Audiences for above the age of 18. Make no mistake. And again, I am just trying to get my body wet right now. As you see, all you see right now is the shower curtain of the comic book universe. The shower curtain of the comic book universe. For the next several minutes you will be seeing the shower curtain of the comic book universe. Alright? For now I picked up the scrubber. Oh yes, I have picked up the scrubber. Boy oh howdy, I have picked up the scrubber. And yes, I picked up the scrubber. Make no mistake. Anyway, more disappointed than the way she was. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. While you look stupid doing it. No fucking reason for a fucking disguise. While you look stupid doing it. Like I said, everything's okay. As long as you have me. As long as you have me. Rock and roll every day. Even when you're not okay, you gotta keep that smile on your face all day. And the next day. And the next day. And the day after that. That's where Green Lantern's from. That's where Green Lantern's from. I've been waiting here for you. I've been waiting all this time. Yes, I've been waiting here for you. I've been waiting all this time to be with you. Ooh. Yes, it's true. New Hope Academy is my school. I pledge to honor myself, my family, and my community by becoming a leader who builds a strong character and by working hard in all that I do. And by working hard in all that I do. I am somebody, somebody. I am somebody, somebody. Danielson, wax on, wax off. Danielson, wax on, wax off. Danielson, wax on, wax off. Now I'm about to put the soap on my brother. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Here on a late night. Rub it up, I'm putting soap in the tub. Making everything alright. When I put on the soap on my body, I scrub it all around again. All body. Got a splish splash. I got into the bath. I put my dancing shoes on. I was a splishing and a splashing. I was a rolling and a rolling. I'm a swishing and a splashing, rocking and a rolling, splish, splash, yeah. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, There was something that's wrong with me. I itching like a leaf on a fuzzy tree. I was acting like as white as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Yeah. My tongue was tied when I tried to speak. I'm itching like a leaf on a fuzzy tree. I was acting white as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. But a man is born and he'll then of need. Then it will come to. They got nothing but genes. It takes a different stroke to rule the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to rule the world. Everybody's got a special kind of story. Everybody's got a time to shine. Cause no matter what you got, not a lot. So what? You have theirs and you'll have yours and I'll have mine. Because together we are fine. Cause it takes different strokes to rule the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to rule the world. Come and knock on my door. We've been waiting for you. This is hers and his. Three's company too. Come and knock on my door. We've been waiting for you. This is hers and his. Three's company too. Backer already do, backer already do. Three's company too. Let's go find a scrap around. There was a monster in my mirror when I woke up today. a monster in my mirror and I tried to walk away. I tried to go up to them and then he said, there's a monster in my mirror, this is what he said. He said, wubba, 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 doo, doo, doo. Wubba, wubba, gubba, and a doodly-doo. I sang a wubba, 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 and he sang it too. 'Cause wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. 'Cause wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. I ran up into the mirror. No, I'm not scared. So I smiled him and thanked him for the song that we had shared. But then I went back and he smiled back at me. In fact, he was friends with me. He said, wubba, 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 doo, doo, doo. Wubba, 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 and a doodly-doo. He said, wubba, 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 and I sang out loud. Wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. Wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. Wubba, 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 and I sang out loud. 'Cause wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. Wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. Singing wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. 'Cause wubba, wubba, wubba is a monster song. La 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo's world. Mm-hmm. La 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo's world. Mm-hmm. Here I have my goldfish, my friends too. That's Elmo's world. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, today on Elmo's world, we're going to be talking about puppies. Do, 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 do. Now we're going to play the puppy song. Yay! Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. No, no, no. Puppies, 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 puppies. Everybody. Puppies, 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 puppies. Say goodbye, Dorothy. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. That's Elmo's world. Okay, Slimy, now we have another story. I want to hear more about the adventures of Trash Burning. Okay, I'm only going to read you one, okay? Yay! Today on our adventure of Trash Gordon, we have the story where Trash Gordon found himself on the planet Spaghetti. He was so wrapped up in spaghetti that he couldn't even get out of it. Sesame Street has been brought to you today by the letter E and the number 7. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Now for a closing segment of this Sesame Street part of the show. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. And then okay, so that was the end of our Sesame segment that we have here on the Hutchins Hut. That was all completely original. And oh, howdy it was. It definitely was all original. By our team at Hutchins Hut Productions. In case you guys are wondering what else is going on with Hutchins Hut Productions, we are thinking about bringing back another episode of Knockout Jesus. Yes. We are going to bring back Knockout Jesus. When are we bringing back Knockout Jesus? Well, the last time we caught up with Knockout Jesus was back a couple weeks ago, back when, right before Easter, we did Knockout Jesus, the tournament in Babylon. So, oh yes. Also, did you guys know we also had another Knockout Jesus that was called Knockout Jesus and the Desert Bandits? We also had the original Knockout Jesus over on our channel, our sister channel, and our affiliated channel over at Hutchins Hut Productions. You can go watch those right now if you want. After this video if you want. Make no mistake. So you guys want to know when I'm going to make the next Knockout Jesus. Well, the next Knockout Jesus is not going to be coming until probably another 2 weeks. Yes, because right now here at Hutchins Hut Productions, we are trying to work out the story right now. We are in development of making Knockout Jesus the next story. And if you guys remember on the last Knockout Jesus, where we have the tournament of Babylon, where basically he had to go all up against all this tournament style, basically in the boxing ring, where we had to go up against numerous heroes from the Bible, all the way going as far back as the Old Testament. Yes. Yes, he did. Also, other projects we might be doing also at Hutchins Hut Productions might also include the next episode of the new adventures of Mr. Pablo's Neighborhood. Yes, we're going to make another episode of Mr. Pablo's Neighborhood. Yes, not the old format, but the new format. Make no mistake. And the song kind of goes like this. In Mr. Pablo's neighborhood, a winner to make believe. Come on and learn some Spanish with me. Learn some Spanish while we do some Spanish things. Lots and lots of Spanish things. And you can come and learn with me. In Mr. Pablo's neighborhood, in Mr. Pablo's neighborhood, in Mr. Pablo's neighborhood. Yes, as the new theme song has suggested. We will be doing another episode of that, hopefully in another 2 weeks as well. Only on Hutchins Hut Productions. From our friends on Hutchins Hut Productions, we will be bringing back Knockout Jesus and our other show, Mr. Pablo's Neighborhood. Make no mistake, the last time we did Mr. Pablo's Neighborhood, I actually got a lot of negative comments. So, for the next couple weeks, we at Hutchins Hut Productions are going to try our darndest best to try to entertain you guys with limited series content you can only find on Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions, our sister channel, and all of our affiliations here at Hutchins Hut. Hutchins Hut Entertainment Company takes good pride in making sure to give you some interesting content that no other channel has offered before. Yes. Yes, we are completely solely owned by myself, no one else, it's just me. The founder of the channel and company itself, myself, Daniel Hutchins. Again, we are going to be trying to work out some bugs. While we work out the bugs, we are going to try, I promise you guys, some new content from here over on Hutchins Hut Original and our friend Hutchins Hut Productions. And now, since we have our channels now edited to be known as letters, HH Original is now Hutchins Hut O, or HHO, Hutchins Hut Original. Hutchins Hut Productions, as you guys already know, is HHP. Make no mistake. Also, I've also made some other significant changes on some of my other channels, but those channels are completely optional. If you want to follow those other channels, those are completely optional. So you don't have to follow those ones. What you really follow is HHO and HHP. Hutchins Hut Original and Hutchins Hut Productions. For those are where our main content is going to happen from. Yes. This is your friend, Daniel Hutchins, with a special announcement bulletin. When you guys know that there is now going to be another episode coming soon to Hutchins Hut Productions, there will be another episode of Knockout Jesus, and there will be another episode of Mr. Pablo's Neighborhood. Yes, 2 special original series we offer here on Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions. Yeah, buddy, 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 yeah, buddy. Oh my goodness, Mr. Huckle's got another round. He's got so many beers he can't put them down. He's gonna get so drunk he can't come down. What's he look like? What's he smell like? Who cares? Because all that we can say is, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Dance for me, little girl. Show me what you got. I know you got some boobs and some booty now. What's he look like? What's he smell like? Who cares? All we know is we have to say, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. You and me solve a mystery with Huckle on Busy Town. Only from Cookie Jar Entertainment. What's that sound? Archie's Mysteries. Who is gonna crack the case? Archie's Mysteries. Who's the red-haired kid with the freckled face? Archie's Mysteries. Archie, Reggie, Veronica, Betty, Jughead to Bird. Archie's Weird Mysteries. Coming back to you. Only fall 2025. Cookie jar. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, also coming for you, fall 2025. Cookie jar! Hey, Vern. Today's your lucky day. You know what we're going to do, Vern? I'm going to have a special day, Vern. We even made you pie, Vern. We got a special s'more to a sorrel. We got a spoon for a special super supreme show. Super supreme, yo. Today's your lucky day. Now we're going to get it to you all, Vern. Hey, Vern. Hey, Vern. Hey, Vern. I'm on TV. Hey, Vern. It's Ernest coming back to you, fall 2025. Cookie jar. I'm going to go back and watch a lot of those classics again. Make no mistake. And they will all be around the fall of 2025, as I have suspected, because those are the times I go back and watch those. Okay. Now, another part of our special segment in the shower. We are going to try and compete again with our new edition, or a road rendition, of Jack Black's rendition of the song Peaches. This is one for my one and only true love, Princess Peach. Peach, you're so cool, and with my star we're gonna rule. Peach, understand, I'm gonna love you till the very end. Oh, peaches, 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 peaches. Yeah. Mario, Luigi, and a Donkey Kong too. 1,000 troops of Goombas couldn't keep me from you. Here I am at the end of the line. I'll make you mine. Oh, peaches, 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 peaches. Peaches, peaches, peach. You really make a guy come outside of his shell. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands. I'll dance with my hands like Jesus just wanted me to dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands. Dance because I don't give a fuck about anybody now. I will die for you. I will do the crazy things I do. I won't die. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. We just had a little bit of a interruption. Yes, we had a little bit of a technical interruption. We had a little bit of a technical interruption. Yep. At first I thought something was happening. And then, make no mistake, I realized it was because my phone was sitting on still for quite a long time. And then my screen had switched over to an advertisement for one specific game. And you want to know what game that is? I'll give you a hint. It's puzzles, and it's about building empires. Yes, you guessed it. Forge of Empires. So, after much procrastination, I am finally out of the shower. So now, what are we going to do now? Well, let's finish up the rest of this, shall we? Shall we? Again, ladies first. As we throw on our underwear, make no mistake. Also, I gotta put my socks, because my feet will be cold. Yes, my feet are cold. Make no mistake. Stupid monkey. puppies on, shall we? Shall we? Make no mistake, because mistakes cost a lot of time. Make no mistake, because mistakes cost a lot of time. Make no mistakes, because mistakes cost a lot of time. Okay. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. I'm putting on my glasses. Shalabam, shalabam. Back in the damn cave. Back to the damn cave. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Back to the damn cave. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Back to the damn cave. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Quick, Robin, to the damn cave. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, now we need. What do we need? Oh, I know what we need. We need to put on a shirt. Yes, you don't want to see my bare chest, do you? I thought not, so what we're going to do is the next best thing. What is the next best thing? We're going to put on a shirt. And no, not any shirt. The Grogu shirt from Mandalorian. Medicine. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. The medicine go down. The medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. It really, really goes down. Yep-a-da-do. With a little squig of water. With a little squig of water. Yeah. We gotta brush our teeth. When you wake up in the morning, it's 1:45. You got to have a little fun. You brush your teeth. You wake up in the morning, it's 1:45. You realize you got a lot to do. Brush your teeth. You brush your teeth. When you wake up in the morning, it's the middle of 3. You just go up and say, tweedledee. You brush your teeth. You brush your teeth. When you wake up in the morning in the middle of 4, and you just can't wait to get out the door, you brush your excuse me. You brush your teeth. You wake up in the morning at the middle of 5. I just can't wait that I'm alive. You brush your teeth. You brush your teeth. Robin in the rain, get your socks of yellow. Robin in the rain, get your socks of yellow. Do I ever wonder what day it'll be when you realize it really is the day to be a robin in the rain. Robin in the rain. Robin on a rainy day, that's what you like. Robin on a rainy day, 'cause that's what she likes. Robin on a rainy day, On a hot day in July, a green and speckled frog sat on a speckled log, having some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. And there's only 4 green speckled frogs. 4 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, having some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there's only 3 green speckled frogs. 3 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there's only 2 green speckled frogs. 2 green and speckled frogs stood on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there's only 1 green speckled frog. 1 green speckled frog sat on the speckled frog, eating some most delicious bugs. He jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there's no green speckled frogs. I wonder if I'm growing. I wonder if I'll be tall. But I must eat my sandwich so that I will grow tall. I wonder if I'm growing. I wonder if I'll grow tall. I must eat my sandwich if I want to grow tall at all. Peanut butter sandwich made with jam. 1 for me and 1 for David Amram. Peanut butter sandwich made with jam. Stick, 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 stick. Yum, 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 yum. Peanut butter sandwich made with jam. 1 for me and 1 for David Amram. Peanut butter sandwich made with jam. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, everybody, we are trying to finish up our nighttime routine. Opening up our door, opening up our window, and getting ready to settle in. Make no mistakes. This will be the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Yes, the longest Hutchins Hut video in history. Okay. As I snort my nose, I have the really nasty taste of toothpaste in my mouth. Never fear, my friends, never fear. It is never really the end here on Hutchins Hut. And it never will be the end on Hutchins Hut. We continue our story with you well into the night. Because the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. Because the freaks come out. Because the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. So stop what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Please tune in with me. This is the Hutchins Hut Show. This is the Hutchins Hut Show, so please tune in with me. The freaks come out at night. 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 Yep. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Let's do this. Hey, I found my lost nachos. Hey, watch it. You almost spilled my sundae. Bouncy, bouncy. Ooh, I'm soaring like a candy pepper in an updraft. Never run again. Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance around. He's Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance. Let him show you how. Oh, Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance. He will show you how. Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance. Let him show you how. Put your arms in front of you. Bum, 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 ba-da. Climb the ropes ahead of you. Bum, 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 bum. Now you're dancing like a pirate. Yo ho 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 ho. Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance. He will show you how. Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance. Let me show you how. Put your arms in front of you. Bum, 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 bum. Climb the ropes ahead of you. Bum, 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 bum. Now you're dancing like a pirate. Yo ho 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 ho. Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance. Let him show you how. Captain Ferris sword, he loves to dance. Let him show you how. Oh crap, we're out of time. See ya, see ya, see ya. To end our riddle segment, we're gonna do Big Red Car. I'm a toot toot chugga chugga big red car. Cause we're traveling near and when we're traveling far. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. We're gonna ride the whole day long. Maury's in the back seat playing his guitar. Because Maury's in the back seat of the big red car. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. Cause we're traveling near and we're traveling far. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. We're gonna ride the whole day long. Anthony is eating. He's got so much food. He's got apples and oranges and fruit salad too. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. Cause we're traveling near and we're traveling far. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. We're gonna ride the whole day long. Jeff is sleeping. You better wake him up and say, wake up, Jeff. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. We're traveling near and we're traveling far. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. We're gonna ride the whole day around. Greg is doing the driving. He's saying Scooby Doo wah. 'Cause Greg is doing the driving on the big red car. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. He's traveling near and he's traveling far. Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. He's gonna ride the whole day long. Okay. So we're actually over here. We're over on my bed. And yes, we are about to do a little bit of some DC Legends of Tomorrow. Yes, DC Legends of Tomorrow. We're still on the first season. Yeah, we're falling behind on this. We are doing a classic revisit here on Netflix of DC's Legend of Tomorrow. We're on the episode titled Blood Ties, where they find themselves at a party. Yeah, a very weird party. A very, very weird party. Make no mistake. Okay, so, Blood Ties. A very, very, very fucked up party it is. Okay. We got windows open. We have our other show on the other side of the room. We're still talking on the longest live show ever of the Hutchins Hut. I probably might be talking for a few more hours. We should see. If I fall asleep, then I might wake up and I'll talk again. That's the whole fun. Because it's the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. The longest Hutchins Hut video ever. And before we forget, let's lock the front door so that we don't have monsters coming through the hallway. Make no mistakes. Because we don't want any monsters coming through the hallway. Because we really don't. So, we gotta be safe. Yes, it's okay to have the porch door open. It's okay to have the windows open. You probably already see the tint of the purple lights. From the earlier bit of the show. You might see a little bit of some glare here and there unless you're seeing the fat black bottom of your screen, which has the phone pointed directly at my desk. Because, remember, I'm trying to wind in for the night, and I am still trying to keep you guys entertained with the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. The longest Hutchins Hut video ever. And we are not even in 2 hours yet. In fact, when I got out of the shower, we're only 1 hour. So let's keep partying. Because remember, at the end of the day, this is what we are destined to do. We are here to entertain you and have some fun. So who's ready for some more fun? Who's ready for some more stories and more songs and more other things I might throw at you? Again. Okay. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, shall we? Because we're trying to finish up the very, 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 very fucked up episode, Blood Ties, from DC Legend Tomorrow. And yeah, it is really, really a very, very, very dark show. Make no mistake. It is a very, very dark show. So, I'm probably going to be laying down on the bed pretty shortly, but I'll still be talking with you. I'll still be talking with you. So, yes. Now, in case you guys are wondering what is going on in this episode, well, let's just see. Let's just say, and let's see, and let's say, it is an extremely dark, very, very edgy, very, 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 very dark show. Let's just say it's a very, very dark show. And unless you're above the age of 18, you probably don't want to watch DC Legend of Tomorrow, because if anything, it's one of those shows that with anything, it kind of aged very badly. The show has aged very badly. In fact, it's one of the very, very few shows that Netflix offers that, again, HBO Max does not. And with good reason, because it is a very, very, very dark show. Very dark show. The very foundation of the DC Legend of Tomorrow series, and why it was canceled after a couple of years, is because of the dark aspects it has. It has very, 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 very dark show aspects. Make no mistake. Shallow dumb. Definitely has some really dark elements. So, without giving you too many spoilers, I'm just basically saying, if you want to watch that, or if you know about it, watch it at your own risk. Well, most of the time I just put that as a background because it's not important anymore, at least to what we're talking about now, in the messed up world we live in right now. Considering that they brought all the Netflix Marvel heroes over to Disney Plus, but not the DC, over the Max, there's a very good reason. Because it has very, very, very dark stories. A very dark story. The DC Legend of Tomorrow team is a very, very, very dark series. Well, not as dark as Lucifer or Constantine or Watchmen, but it's still pretty up there as one of the more darker elements of the DC television universe banner, which we call the Arrowverse, or the CW, which we already talked about on Hutchins all those years ago. And like we said, it's a very, very, very dead and very, very defunct franchise. A very dead and very defunct franchise. In fact, we did a whole special series about it on the Hutchins Hut. If you guys remember, you go back and watch it again. I really recommend you guys do, because I've done it before. I'm telling you, I've done it before. So you guys who have been the long-time people that have been rocking with me all these 11 years, you guys know I talked about it. So make no mistakes. I always try to make sure I catch you up with the old and new here on Hutchins Hut. I like to try to keep you up to speed about what's going on with the modern world and entertainment. We're also trying to throw in a little bit of old there too. Oh man, my nose is definitely clogged up. You know what that means? I'm gonna have to get the sinus spray. The sinus spray. I'm gonna have to get the sinus spray. And I'm gonna have to squirt my nose. Now, the idea of the sinus spray is to squirt both the nostrils and sniffle it onto a towel. And you want to do your best to not swallow. You don't swallow or digest any of the sinus spray because, let me tell you, it is extremely nasty. Make no mistake. Okay. We are still at one watcher, and we actually now two watchers. And we are actually an hour and a half on this show. We are an hour and a half on the show. And oh my gosh, we only got 51% battery. What the? Okay, so I just had to get up and put some sinus in my nose because my nose was feeling all cloggy. My nose was getting all cloggy and congested, and I felt like I was talking like Squidward for a little bit. So, make no mistake. You also remember the time when on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, when they had Donner try to put all that nasty black coat on Rudolph's nose? It almost feels that same way. Every time I get congested in the nose, I almost feel exactly like Rudolph did when his dad Donner had to put all that nasty shit on his nose, and then he couldn't talk to Clarice because his dad had to make him look like one of the other reindeer. And again, when his cover was blown and then his nose grown red, it's like, and then everybody was laughing at him because he couldn't join any more reindeer games. Yep. We already know how that happens. We watch it every year on Christmas. Make no mistakes. So what we're going to try and do, we're going to try a little experiment. We are going to try and plug our phone and computer in the same wall and see if it makes a difference when it comes to the charge. Because as we already have experienced yet before, every time I charge my phone on the outlet behind my bed, I noticed there were several different times where my phone does not hold that charge. So then when I wake up at lunchtime the next day, it's like, oh wow. Well, there we go. We are not even 2 hours in the stream yet. Oh my gosh. Becky, look at her butt. Now. Pardon me, I had to sneeze. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I just propped up my phone by the bottom of my plug cable so that you can see the outside of my window. Because it's nighttime and you need to make it feel like nighttime, so make no mistake. My nose is really fucked up. My nose has been fucked up. I'm gonna have to put some more sinus in my nose. Oh my goodness. Or just like John Lithgow used to say, when he looked at himself in the mirror when he was in school, he looked in the mirror and he exclaimed, Oh my God, I'm hideous. And then, in that same episode, he dyed his hair black, and then he said something else. That was back before he was Lord Farquaad, the ruler of Duloc. Okay. Well, let's try to fan. Okay. So we have a little bit of a cross breeze heading toward my bed. Because we need to have a cross breeze coming to the bed. And I have my phone pointed outside toward the window because it's the only way I can really be sure I'll get a nice view. You guys get to see the view of my yard. Isn't that nice? You guys get to see the view of my yard. More exclusively, my front yard. You guys get to see my front yard. Which, again, some of you guys, if you have been rocking with me since the Albuquerque Adventures, the season 3, you guys know I showed you my front yard. So, again, don't be a stranger. So, again, don't be a stranger. Everybody's here. That's why we have the Hutchins hut. That's why we've been operating for 11 years and counting. We started this channel, the original one, all the way back on June 25th of 2013. It will be my YouTube anniversary on that day. Yes, a YouTube anniversary of that channel. It's June 25th, 2013. Shaladum, shaladum, shaladum. Now, we are on episode 4. An episode that's not as dark on The Legend of Tomorrow. The White Knights. And let's not get that confused with the Batman Black Label story, The White Knights. And yes, I have read it. It's a really, really, really weird story. Make no mistake there. Now, we just have to keep on bouncing these out and see if I could get off the first season. Well, we should have been off the first season many months ago. So, granted, I mean, come on now. This is The Legends of Tomorrow we're talking about. One of the very, 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 very most vastly underrated shows in all of the most defunct universe of all time. The Arrowverse. Again, the reason why the Arrowverse is canceled was explained in my special all the way back in a couple years ago, actually. I made a whole special about it around that. And if you haven't watched it, well, you snooze, you lose. That's, again, the old saying that everybody says. If you missed it, you snooze, you lose. Nothing. Good day, sir. You lose. And then Grandpa Joe just comes injecting in and saying, hey, why did you destroy my boy's hopes and dreams? He's my grandson. I at least give him something. So again, that's the 1971 Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka, as we have quoted many times on the channel. Okay. Also, did you guys know that downstairs on the other Netflix, I'm actually working on Black Lightning on the other Netflix that I have with my sister and bro, or Big Sis and Big Bro, as affectionately I dub them as, Big Sis and Big Bro. Yep. And it's crazy to think that it's only 12:45 in the morning here in the Albuquerque. Can you believe it? So again, I'll probably stay up a couple more hours. Like I said, I don't work, and I don't even go to school until August. So again, make no mistake. Gotta enjoy the last couple years of my 20s while I still can. I mean, come on now. Shalabam, shalabam, shalabam. So black hole sun, when you come, don't suck me in, don't suck me in, don't suck me in, don't suck me in. And as I always try to tell my sister, like I said, just like Steve, he said on Blues Clues, back on Blues Musical Adventure, he says, don't give up, must go on. And there's the other song that I love from Blues Musical Adventure from Blues Clues. Also, there's another song. Steve has a silly hat. Ba, ba, ba. Slippery's got a silly hat. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, an outside table has a silly hat. Ba, na, 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 na. Bum, bum. Classic nostalgia. You just gotta love classic nostalgia. Yep. The Last Refuge. Yeah, it's actually decent. Well, the first season's really dark, but the second season is actually good. Make no mistake, The Legends of Tomorrow, the first season starts off very slow and it's very dark, but when you get to the second season, it really gets good. Again, from the defunct CW and the Arrowverse. May it rest in peace. Shalabam, shalabam. River of Time. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep. In the valley of dreams. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep. In the valley of dreams. In the middle of the night. That's from Billy Joel. The only problem though is Billy Joel has canceled all his concerts in Pittsburgh. It actually makes me very, very sad because he's going through an actual illness right now, Billy Joel is. Yes. He is. Also, I'm going back and watching the Netflix reboot of the Teletubbies. But again, that's because that's one of the very few preschool shows I held on to all these years after. Let's see. What else can I do? Well, remember, we gotta keep the sound on my computer off because we don't want to break copyright. Because soon as YouTube has heard some outside music or sound from any show or source, it is now deemed copyright. So we want to be very careful to not break copyrights. Because there has been many times and many histories on the Hutchins Hut and its affiliations where we have struggled with the very nature of the copyright, or as we call it, the copyright police. And yes, YouTube has copyright police, make no mistake. In fact, now we have to make completely new original stuff for Hutchins Hut Productions because, again, if we don't, then we get the copyright police on us, and we don't want them. So, if you guys are wondering if I'm ever going to copy over a scene of The Big Bang or Tom Sawyer or anything like that, I got to be very careful because, again, copyright police, they are watching. It always feels like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, 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 by Rockwell. You already know. I'm just an average man living an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hell, when I pay the price. I want to be left alone in my average home. But it always feels like some. It always feels like somebody's watching me. I have no privacy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I can't even breathe. Na 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 na. Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. There's an invisible man sweeping in your bed. Yeah, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghost. This is again by the great Ray Parker Jr. Ghostbusters. Okay, what are we gonna do? Well, you know what we're gonna do? What we always do. Da 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 da. Okay. Alrighty. Alright. Alright. Let's see what we can work on. Or should we say, what will we revisit? Well, let's go over to our friends on Disney. Yes, let's go on Disney. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. Let's all gather around for a Disney Channel movie. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. Ba-da, 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 da-da, da-da, da-da. Da-da, da-da. Okay. What are we gonna work on? Okay. What are we gonna work on? Well, we are gonna work on some of the Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for coming back again. You are really true, and you're a pal and a confidant. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for coming back again. You're really true, and you're a pal and a confidant. Yeah, did you know Betty White was actually very old? Yes. Betty White was one of the very oldest living members of the Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for coming back again. You are true, and you're a pal and a confidence. Oh, Bobby. Oh, Bobby. You know Bobby is such a white dude's name, especially back in the 60s and 70s. Make no mistake, there's also the one song by Bobby Fuller. I made a shot with a 6-gun. I fought the wall and a law won. I fought the wall and a law won. what I think I might need to do? Because I've been doing all this talking and singing and entertaining you guys here on the Hutchins Hut. This is the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. I am going to get myself the one thing that can make me happy. And what is that? I'm going to get myself a drink. Okay, everybody. We are back. We're back. We're back. We got ourselves a little bit of some mandarin orange. Mandarin orange. From my good old friends down in Mexico. A nice bottle of Jarritos. Nothing beats a nice old cup of Jarritos. Especially in the middle of the night. I love having myself a nice old cup of Jarritos. And since we live so close to Mexico, we have bottles of Jarritos everywhere. Again, make no mistake. If I had my choice, I would just go right on up to Albertsons and buy myself a big case of Jarritos, or just stack up a whole gigantic paper bag of them. Be like, Viva la Mexica, Viva la Mexica, Viva la Mexica. Yeah. It basically means live free Mexico. That's what Viva la Mexico means. Live free Mexico. I might be actually using that later in my Mr. Pablo neighborhood. I might be using that later. So in case I forget, make a comment down below if I should make Live Free Mexico as the next episode part or partition over on subjects for later or future episodes on Hutchins Productions, where we make 2 original shows. Right now, currently, we have Mr. Pablo's Neighborhood, the Mexican ripoff of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and Knockout Jesus, where Jesus is knocking out everybody, quite literally and figuratively. So again, I'm not going to be posting those for at least another 2 weeks, because I need to develop a storyboard or a script. I need to develop a storyboard or a script. Now, as I reminded you back a couple hours ago, when I was in the shower, I have to come up with a story script first. Again, for those shows over on Hutchins Productions, the HHP. Yep. And there's no other good late night classic you can watch on Disney Plus but the Golden Girls. Because right now on the Golden Girls, we're watching them. They're at a birthday party right now. They're at one of their favorite sit-down places. And there's a clown. And oh boy, oh howdy, there is a clown. A dancing clown. Not Pennywise. No. A very, very happy gay clown. He's got a purple hair. He's got multiple ruffles. He's even got pom-poms on his suit. He's a very happy clown. He's a very gay clown. And he loves to dance around and make balloons for all the little girls and boys. Make no mistake. I will have that someday on a shirt. I'll have to have a custom shirt made saying, make no mistake. I've even offered it as one of my ideas on my ideas book, actually. If I ever make it big on YouTube, if I ever have to sell merchandise, one of my phrases I'll say is, make no mistake. That's just one of the quotes, or many of the quotes I have oftentimes have teased about maybe offering to the channel if I ever become famous someday. If I ever become famous, I might have my own merchandise store. But again, it takes years and years and years and years of activity and practice to be able to qualify to even have my videos be monetized or get into the algorithm or stay with algorithm or just, not have the idea of having to worry about copyright police. It takes a lot of efforts. Make no mistake. Shalabum, shalabum. Yes. And now we are still watching the Golden Girls as they sit at the birthday party at one of their favorite restaurants. there's a happy clown with a purple wig, multiple ruffle collars, and he's got a pom-pom suit. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Also, that does also give me a special reminder I have to do. I have to go back and watch more on the How to Be a Clown by the Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey. It was a complete documentary, or should we say it is a movie, by Ringling Bros, Barnum and Bailey. How to Be a Clown. It's actually a full-line movie. You should watch it. If you want to ever learn how to be a clown, you should follow that documentary piece they have on YouTube. Ringling Bros, the Barnum and Bailey. Only the greatest show on earth. Or at least once they used to say the greatest show on earth. But, again, they've been having a lot of controversy and a lot of backlash because a lot of people are saying they're not fair to the elephants. Oh, man. Imagine having a circus without elephants. Imagine how sad that is. I mean, come on, look at all the other examples of that. I mean, look at Dumbo. Oh, yeah, that's a very sad story. Very sad. Especially when they had to sentence Dumbo's mom to death. Very sad. Very sad. That is one movie I dare not go back to. Dumbo is a really sad movie. I do like going back and watching Pinocchio. And occasionally I like going back to watch Snow White. But Dumbo? Oh no. Oh no. You will never see me go back to Dumbo because, again, that is a very sad movie. Very sad movie. Very sad. And every time they have the scene with his mom being trapped up and locked up, and they have the whole sequence of the song Baby Mine, man, that song makes me fucking cry like a fucking baby. Make no mistake. I never want to watch Dumbo, even if it was the last movie on Earth. I don't want to watch Dumbo. That is one movie from the Disney classics I would never want to go back to. Because that whole song that had Baby Mine, that is a very, very tear-jerk song. It has me bawling my eyes out all of the time. So if there's one movie that is truly one of the saddest, most depressing movies ever to come from Walt Disney, it is the movie Dumbo. Again, because Dumbo has a very, very sad story and a very, very sad ending. Make no mistakes. Again, that is one Disney classic you'll never see me go back to. Again, because of how sad it really was. Again, they shouldn't have put Dumbo up by himself. They shouldn't have locked up Dumbo's mom like that and treated her that way. And for that solid reason alone, and because you have the racist crows at the end, oh yeah, don't remind me about those. The racist crows, yeah. And what they did with Dumbo's mom and all that, yeah. I will never watch Dumbo again. I made a vow to myself many years ago. I will never watch or touch Dumbo again because that is a very, extremely sad movie. I mean, granted, it is the saddest, one of the most saddest Disney movies ever. It is on the top 10 of the most sad Disney things ever. And, again, The Fox and the Hound is also pretty sad, too. Especially what happened with Todd and Copper. But, again, that's nowhere near as sad as Dumbo. So, yeah. After the grandma had got rid of Todd the fox and left him out in the wild to go fend for himself. I don't know. That movie was some sort of sad, but it wasn't as sad as, not even the same level of sad that you saw in Dumbo. Dumbo is the most sad movie to ever come from the brilliant mind of Walt Disney. I mean, Fox and the Hound is granted pretty sad, but not as sad as Dumbo. Fox and Hound, I'd watch Fox and Hound again. Pinocchio, I'd watch Pinocchio again. Snow White, 1934, I'd watch that again. Original Cinderella, yes, I'll watch that again. But the sequels were unnecessary. And I think I told you why the sequels are unnecessary. Again, they really are unnecessary. So, yep. And, okay. I am starting to really wish that I could close my eyes. Because, again, we got the Golden Girls on, we got my fan on, we got my nightlight on, we got my windows open, we got my fan, again, still pointing. And I got my windows up, my fan on, and my show on the other room, and I got myself a little bit of some mandarin orange. Yep. Okay. So this, my friend, is where I'm about to throw on my blankets, cover up, and I'm going to close my eyes. But for the next couple hours, or at least until the morning, you will be seeing the outside of my yard from where my camera is pointed. You are going to see the darkness turn into sun, and then when I wake up, I'll probably, either the stream will still be on, or the stream will stop. I don't know. I don't know what the max amount of time was. I never done a sleepover live before, so this is my first time doing a sleepover live. So, again, eventually at some point, I don't know how far these live shows go, but granted, I'm going to make, this is, again, the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. This is the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. In fact, you are really seeing the front yard in the darkness, and you will continue to see the outside of my window, hopefully until the time the sun comes peeking up again, and then, who knows, if my stream is still there, then, if I'm lucky, I might be able to talk to you guys in the morning too. Because, remember, the beautiful thing about doing live stream is, again, it is completely free. Doing a live stream is completely free. There is no rules, no laws, no regulations set on live streams. All you have to do is make sure that you are not causing copyrights, and then as long as you're not copywriting, you're fine. So, what I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to try to do some no copyright sounds. Okay? I'm going to do a bunch of no copyright sounds. No copyright sounds. No copyright sounds. Okay. I want to play a bunch of no copyright sounds, okay? I want to do a bunch of no copyright sounds, alright? I'm going to do a continual loop of no copyright sounds. Okay. No copyright music. Nope. No copyright sounds. Okay. No copyright sounds. Alright. No copyright sounds. And again. No copyright sounds. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go on YouTube and I'm gonna try to find my guy that does no copyright sounds. Okay? There's a special place I go. There's a special guy I go to. No copyright sounds. Okay. There's a special guy I go to. I gotta find him first. No copyright sounds. As I'm coughing up a lung over here. Okay. No copyright sounds. No copyright sounds. Play. Actually, I'll do a playlist. No copyright sounds. Okay. If I can find one. No copyright sounds. Dude, I need to find it. I cannot find my guy, so I'm gonna have to go completely no copyright sounds. Audio library. There we go. Let's see if I can find it. No copyright background music. No, we're not doing music. No copyright sounds. No copyright sound effects. Okay. No copyright sound effects. Alright. Here we go. We gotta subscribe. No copyright sound effects. You guys ready? Alright. If we can ever. The only problem though is, does this guy have a playlist? Son of a. This guy doesn't have a playlist. What the fuck? Come on, man. No copyright sound effects. 200 plus of the most popular sound effects. Alright. No. No. Hold on a second. Okay. Boy. Tell me something, boy. These better be good sound effects. I'm just gonna say. These better be good sound effects. There we go. Oop. Stupid advertisement. Fuck no. Okay. Hmm. That's hilarious. bastard. That's funny. That's funny. What the heck? That's weird. That's a weird one. Stupid advertisement. Stupid advertisements. Fuck the advertisements. Screw the advertisements. What the hell? Creepy wind. I don't like that one. Telephone's ringing. Phone's ringing. There's a horse. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. What can... We love it. Well, I gotta use the bathroom again. I gotta use the bathroom again. Okay, everybody. Since we realize it's so cold in the bathroom, we're going to close this door. We're going to close the door to the porch because I'm not going back to the porch. At least for a very, 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 very long time. Make no mistake. But I am going to do something else. I am going to put on my blue Carolina College and County Cougars sweatshirt with hood because it is my dark hoodie and it is very warm. Also, I'm going to try to find my tights, or at least we should try. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, they're tights, but not really tights. Because you see, they're kind of more like workout pants. But they're very warm. And I really, really wish my sister can get me like 6 more pairs of them. But these were expensive. Maybe for my birthday, maybe I'll get a couple more. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. Maybe having 1 window is fine, but 2 windows, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, I'm leaving one of the windows open so you guys can get to see my yard. Time check. Wow, it's already like 2 hours. I can't believe you guys are still watching. 2 hours. Well, we're halfway there for breaking our record. We're halfway there for breaking our record, guys. And remember, our record is 4 hours. So if we can break 4 hours, well, that will be awesome. We gotta also try and remember, we gotta try to break 4 hours. We gotta try and break 4 hours. That is the record. And right now we are 2.5 hours. Right now we are halfway through for beating our record. Halfway there for beating our record. That is excellent news, guys. Again, I couldn't have done this without you. And again, as you see the beautiful view outside my front yard. Okay. Just for shits and giggles. My phone's only on 56%. That doesn't feel right. Why is my phone at 6? Why is my phone under 60%? That doesn't feel right. Something feels a little off. Why is my phone under 60%? I don't know. But something in my room must be broken. Some of these outlets in my room probably are broken. I don't know. I really don't know, guys. I really don't know. As you can see, the purple lights. My Captain America posters. Return of the Jedi poster. Yeah, okay. This is starting to get really weird. Okay. So why is it that when I plug my phone On one side of the room, it doesn't charge. Where if I plug it by my desk, it does stay charged. I think it's just something with the way my room is built. I don't know. I'll have to try and see what happens. But I know what I'm going to do. I am actually I was going to put myself a hat because my head is cold, but after doing a double coat of shampoo in my hair a couple hours ago, I realized I really don't need to because my hair is already clean, so make no mistake there. Okay. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to do something a little special for you guys. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some pocket wrestling. Yes. But this time, it's going to be a little different, okay? It's going to be pocket wrestling. But this time, it's pocket wrestling versus Green Army guys. Okay? Pocket wrestling versus Green Army guys. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be kind of different. Now, again, the last time I did pocket wrestling, I had a bunch of people watch the first pocket wrestling. I had a bunch of people watch the first pocket wrestling video that I made over on Albuquerque Adventures over on season 2, over on back when I lived at the other house. But here we are again. This time it's Pocket Wrestling 2. Yes, Pocket Wrestle 2. Only this time it's a little different. Okay, it's a little different this time. Pocket Wrestle 2. Only this time, it's with Green Army men. Okay, first, let's grab our contestants, or should we say, or wrestlers, okay? We're gonna grab our wrestlers, our 12 wrestlers, as I got over at the store over at, what was it? That over store over next to the comic book store. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, okay. We are now about to host the very first Pocket Wrestling with Green Army guys. Okay? The very first Green Army guys versus pocket wrestlers. Okay? But again, let me warn you. This is very, very weird. Because I'm not sure how this is going to work. So we're going to try to make the best from it, okay? We're going to try to make the best of it, okay? We're going to try to make the best of it, okay? The first ever Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions presents Pocket Wrestling 2. Pocket Wrestling versus Green Army guys. Okay. Okay. So first, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to set up our Army guys. First off, we got to set up our Army guys. Duh. We got to set up our Army guys, okay? We're setting up our Army guys first. Okay, we're setting up Army guys. Okay, we're setting up our Army guys. And I don't know how this is going to go, but okay. Pocket Wrestling versus Green Army guys. I mean, there's also the ring and all the weapons back there. But okay. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but okay. Okay. So we have all of these wrestler guys versus the Green Army guys. And we're going to see what happens. Okay? We're going to see what happens. Except some of these wrestlers are very top heavy. So they're going to fall right down. Well, actually, half of them are going to fall right down. Okay? Half of them are going to fall right down. Okay? Half of them are going to fall down. Okay. The first ever Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions presents Green Army Men versus Wrestler Men. Are you ready? Yes, we are ready. Okay. So let's go. So now, okay, so we have one of our wrestlers knocks this guy out. He's in the ring. Our commander over there, well, this guy's been knocked over dead, so he's dead too. Okay, obviously, we've already used that guy. Okay. We need more reinforcements. We need reinforcements. We need reinforcements. Copy that. Copy that. Okay. Alright. So now we have another wrestler flying in. Knocks out the captain. He's out. He's done. We need reinforcements. We need reinforcements. Those guys are knocked out. This is not looking good. The army men are seriously outnumbered. The army men are seriously outnumbered. The army men are seriously outnumbered. Make no mistakes. We need reinforcements. We need reinforcements on the double now. Oh, that guy's dead. He's used. Okay. We need reinforcements. We need reinforcements. Oh. Yep, he's dead. Oh, boy. Looks like the wrestling men are kicking the Green Army men's butts. Well, the guy over here on the ground is going to try to whip him. Good. And we need reinforcements. We need reinforcements. Ooh. That captain's dead. This is looking very bad. I think I need to get some more. I think I need to get some more action figures. Because, clearly the wrestlers are outnumbered the army men. Yeah, they're seriously outnumbering the army men. Yo, that guy's dead. And he's used. A 3-1 odd. This is not looking good. Yeah, he's dead. Lesser men. They won the battle of the Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions first ever Wrestling Men versus Green Army Men. Yay. Yay. And we are the last two that did not attack any of the army men. Yay. 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 Okay. So that's done. So what are we going to do now? for the longest Hutchins Hut video ever? Well, that's a really good question. Okay. What are we gonna do for the longest Hutchins Hut video ever? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because now we are going to do something else. Or should we say, we're going to do something else. I got some baseball cards. I got some comic book cards. But what I really want is to see how many Pokemon cards I have. Dude, I don't know, man. Let's see. We're gonna pretend to make our very own Pokemon battle, okay? So we're gonna one, two. Well, actually, that's 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And okay, and these are our extras. Balls are not counted in this one. Okay, balls are not counted in this one. Okay, okay, then we got our 2 extras here and our 2 extras here. Okay. So now we are doing our first ever make-believe Pokemon card battle. Our very first make-believe Pokemon card battle. Okay, so for our starters on this team, we have Vulpix, Eevee, and Chimchar. And on the opposite side, we have Togepi, Hypno, and Geodude. And for their backups, they have Alakazam and Pidgeot. And on our backups, we have another Eevee and a Rattata. Okay. So, for this make-believe, for the first ever Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions make-believe Pokemon battle. Okay, so for the first ever Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions make-believe Pokemon battle. Okay, let's see. We are going to use actually going to use our Chimchar to knock out Geodude. Chimchar, again, knocks out Geodude. Boom. Now for the next part of our make-believe Pokemon battle. Make-believe Pokemon battle. Okay, we're going to use our Pidgeon to knock out our Rattata. Boom. Last round. Okay. We have 2 Eevees, a 50 power one, a 70 power one. We have a Vulpix, a Togepi, a Hypno, and an Alakazam. Let's see. We're going to use our Vulpix over Togepi. Knock those out. Now we have the last 4 of our make-believe Pokemon battle. Okay, this is not looking good, because the other team is clearly going to win. So, we're going to use our Alakazam over a 50-point EV. Knock him out. He goes again. Knocks the other EV out. Boom. Done. Done. The first ever Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions make-believe Pokemon battle, as you have just noticed. The first ever Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions make-believe Pokemon battle. And actually right before that, you saw the first ever Hutchins Hut production Green Army Men versus Wrestling Men. Okay. So, we're gonna put the Pokemon cards back into the box. The treasure box. It's treasure, they say. It's treasure. Okay. Now, I can actually put these right here and right there. And put these right in here. And you never really know for sure. We might actually make another one of these. Maybe someday. If we ever get some more figures, I probably might do a bigger battle. I'm not sure yet. I don't have a lot of figures right here with me right now, but there we go. We saw the very first ever Green Army Men versus Wrestling Men, and our very first make-believe Pokemon card battle. And we are still sitting at a 58% of a charge. Oh, wow. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. So what are we going to do for the next hour? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. What are we going to do for the longest Hutchins Hut video ever? Well, as the old legend goes, I think I might actually try something else, okay? I'm gonna try something. I don't know yet. I got to be creative. I gotta think of something. Give me a few moments as I think about something. Okay. Okay. And now, to check in with our friend from the jungle, we're gonna check in with Simba. Oh, hi there, Simba. What are you doing? Waiting in bed? Yes, Daniel. I'm waiting for you. Okay. I'm not gonna leave you waiting too long. I'm gonna try to finish the last little bit of my Mandarin Orange. It's always good to have a nice cup of sugar before you go to bed. It always brings you good luck. Make no mistakes there. No sirs. Now, okay. It is already going on 2 in the morning. Alright, we did 200 plus of the most popular sound effects with no copyright. We did a shower. We did my nighttime routine. We did the first ever Green Army Men versus Wrestling Men. We did the first ever make-believe Pokemon card tournament. Okay, what are we gonna do? Well, my computer is fully charged. So what can we do? Well, I can read you guys some stuff. Hold on. Do you know what I want to do that I haven't done in a long time? I'm gonna do some dad jokes. Okay? I'm gonna do some dad jokes. Are you guys ready? Okay. I'm gonna read you guys some dad jokes. This is something I used to do over on the late night videos. These are 200 of the best dad jokes. They are so bad, they are actually hilarious. And you don't have to have kids to appreciate the most corniest, most funniest, most smelliest dad jokes of all time. Okay, guys, okay. So, again, this is the article we call from Best Life. Bestlife.com. Bestonlife.com. Okay, guys, we are now going back to our classic late night video routine, where we are going to read a little bit of some jokes. This is something that was really popular that I did on late night videos over when I was back during the pandemic. Okay, 200 of the best dad jokes. So you guys ready? Okay, alright, you guys ready? We don't need all that shit, let's just go. Okay, let's go. Where is it at? Okay, here we go, guys. Dad jokes, you guys ready? What's brown and sticky? A stick. Okay, that was not as funny. I just watched all the Harry Potter movies back to back with my friends. And maybe it wasn't the best idea because it meant I couldn't see the TV. That's a very bad one. How does a man on the moon cut his hair? He eclipses it. Okay, that was okay. How does Darth Vader like his bagels? On the dark side. What's more unbelievable than a talking dog? A spelling bee. What is a calendar's favorite food? Dates. Why did the stadium get so hot after the game? Because all the fans left. What type of bear is toothless? A gummy bear. I found a wooden shoe on my toilet today. It is clogged. I slept like a log last night, and I woke up in the fireplace. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. At least it does if you throw it hard enough. Two goldfish in a tank. One says to the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" "I'll call you later." "Don't call me later. Call me Dad." Did you hear about the Italian chef who died? He passed away. What did the ranch say when someone opened the refrigerator door? "Close the door. I'm dressing." What did one hat say to the other hat? "You go ahead." I just got hit in the head with a soda can. Thankfully, it's a soft drink. What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved. I hate it when people say age is only a number. Well, age is clearly a word. How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it. What happens when a snowman throws a tantrum? He has a meltdown. Where do you learn to make a banana split? Sunday school. What does a pampered cow produce? Spoiled milk. What do you call a mac and cheese that gets up all in your face? Too close for comfort food. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? It's too tired. How many apples grow on a tree? All of them. Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to spread it. Why did the old man fall in the well? He couldn't see the well. What do you call a factory that sells decent products? A satisfactory. Why did the invisible man turn down the job offer? He just couldn't see himself doing it. Within minutes, detectives knew what the murder weapon is. It's a briefcase. Not to brag or anything, but I made 6 figures last year. I was also named the worst employee at the toy factory. Okay. To whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word. My friend said to me, "What rhymes with orange?" And I told him, "No, it doesn't." Okay. More jokes. Have you heard about the new corduroy pillow? They're making headlines. I used to have a feeling where I've hated facial hair, but then it grew on me. Where does a fruit go on vacation? Paris. What's worse than when it's raining cats and dogs? Hail and taxis. Why did your nose feel sad? Because it was getting picked on. Why was the football stadium cold? Too many fans. Why did the deer go to the dentist? It had buck teeth. 2 guys walk in a bar, the third guy duck. A slice of apple pie is $2.50 in Jamaica and $3 in Bahamas. These are the pie rates of the Caribbean. What does a baby computer call his father? Data. What do you call a rude cow? Beef jerky. I used to be a banker, but I lost interest. Why did the tomato blush? It saw the salad dressing. What is the funny mountain called? Hilarious. What is Forrest Gump's password? One Forrest Run. I asked my date to meet me in the gym, but she never shows up. I guess the 2 of us aren't going to work out. What is the least spoken language of the world? Sign language. My friend was showing me his tool shed. He pointed to the ladder. He said, "That's my step ladder." He said, "I never knew my real ladder." Did you hear the one about the ATM that got addicted to money? It suffered from withdrawal. I'm reading a scary story in Braille. Something bad's going to happen. I can feel it. My doctor told me I'm going deaf. The news was hard for me to hear. Which days are the strongest? Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weak. What has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck. I told my girlfriend she had drawn some eyebrows too high. She seemed too surprised though. Not to brag, but I defeated my local chess champion in less than 5 moves. Finally, my high school karate lessons have started to pay off. So a vowel saves another vowel's life. The other vowel says, A-E-I-O-U. Did I tell you the time I fell in love while doing a backflip, I was heels over my head. My uncle named his dogs Rolex and Timex. They're his watchdogs. I would avoid the sushi if I were you. It's very fishy. 5 out of 4 people admit they're bad infractions. When the grocery store clerk asked me if I want milk in a bag, I always tell him no. I'd rather drink it from the carton. Now, unless you're in Canada, that's different. Can February, March? No. But April, May? The difference between a numerator and a denominator was the short line, and only a fraction of people will understand that. After dinner, my wife asked me if I can clear the table. I needed a run start, so I made it. This morning, Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley." I accidentally left my phone on the airplane mode. Why couldn't Green Pepper practice archery? Because it didn't have an arrow. What do you call a sad cup of coffee? A depresso. I just love telling dad jokes, but sometimes he laughs. A guy walks in a bar and saw a horse serving drinks. The horse asks, "What are you staring at? Haven't you ever seen a horse tending bars before?" The guy said, "It's not that. I just never thought the parrot would sell the place." Okay, we're on joke number 75. A woman is on trial for beating her husband to death with his guitar collection. The judge then asked her, "First offender?" She says, "No. First a Gibson, then the Fender." I accidentally dropped my pillow on the floor. I think I have a concussion. Someone complimented my parking today. They left a sweet note on my shield saying, "Parking fine." St. Francis worked at Krispy Kreme. He was the deep fryer. Imagine if you walk in a bar and there is a long line of people waiting to take the... Well, that's the punchline. Okay. In America, using the metric system can get you in a lot of legal trouble. In fact, if you sneer at any other method of measuring liquid, you may be held in contempt of court. What the hell happened to my stream? It looks like I lost an hour. Some people can't distinguish between entomology and entomology. They bug me in ways I cannot put into words. My hotel tried to charge me $10 extra for air conditioning. And that wasn't cool. Why do nurses like red crayons? Because sometimes they have to draw blood. I think my wife is putting glue on my antique weapon collection. But she denies it, but I'm sticking to my guns. Which U.S. state is also famous for extra small soft drinks? Minnesota. Why do trees seem suspicious on sunny days? Well, they just seem a little shady. What does the policeman say to his belly button? "You're under a vest." I've been bored recently, so I've decided I'd take up some fencing. The neighbors said they would call the police unless I put it back. Why did the math book look so sad? 'Cause of all of his problems. I don't go to funerals that start before noon. I guess I'm just not a morning person. One of my favorite memories as a kid was when my brothers used to put me inside a tire and roll me down the hill. Those were good years. I'm addicted to collecting vintage Beatles albums. I need help. Help. I need somebody. Help. Not just anybody. Help. Not just anybody. Help. What does the cell say to his sister when she steps on his toe? Oh, my toe, sis. What do scholars eat when they're hungry? Academia nuts. What do you call an ant that has been shunned by his community? A socially dissed ant. A Vicks Vapor Rub truck overturned in a highway this morning. Amazingly, though, there was no congestion for 8 hours. When does the joke become a dad joke? As soon as it becomes apparent. What did the evil chicken weigh? Devil eggs. What do you call a potato wearing glasses? A spectator. Where do young trees learn math? Elementary school. What time did the man go to the dentist? 2:30. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Why do you never see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're so good at it. A ham sandwich walks in a bar and orders a beer. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." What do you call a guy with rubber toes? Roberto. What rhymes with boo and stinks? You. How do you tell the difference between a bull and a milk cow? It is either one or the other. I got a hen to regularly count her own eggs. She's a real Mathema chicken. What do you call a donkey with only 3 legs? A wonky. Did you hear about the ice cream truck accident? It crashed on Rocky Road. What do dogs and phones have in common? They both have caller ID. When is a door not a door? When it's ajar. Wow. Now on joke number 113. What do you call it when Dwayne Johnson buys a cutting tool? Rock, pay for scissors. I got carded in the liquor store, and my Blockbuster card accidentally fell out. And the cashier says, "Never mind." The past, present, and future walk in a bar. It's tense. My wife asked me the other day, "Where did I get so much candy from?" I said, "I always have a few Twix up my sleeve." How do you organize a space party? You plan it. What's an astronaut's favorite part of the computer? The space bars. I wouldn't buy anything with Velcro. It is a total ripoff. How does a lawyer say goodbye? "I'll be suing you." What did one wall say to the other wall? "I'll meet you at the corner." What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated. Want to hear a joke about construction? Well, you have to wait. I'm still working on it. A guy goes to his doctor because he can see into the future. And the doctor asks him, "How long have you suffered from your condition?" The guy tells him, "Since next Monday." What rock group has 4 men that don't sing? Mount Rushmore. Why is it a bad idea to iron your 4-leaf clover? 'Cause you shouldn't press your luck. I ordered a chicken and an egg on Amazon. I'll let you know. I can't take my dog to the pond no more because all the ducks keep attacking him. That's what I get for buying a purebred dog. I didn't want to believe that my dad was stealing from his job as a traffic cop, but when I got home, all the signs were there. When I was a kid, my mom told me I could be anyone I wanted to be. Turns out, identity theft is a crime. What do sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. What concert costs just 45 cents? 50 Cent and featuring Nickelback. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, but no atmosphere. Why do melons have weddings? Because they can't elope. What happens when you go to the bathroom in France? You are peeing. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle? A tire. Did you hear about the guy who invented lifesavers? They say he made the mint. Last night, I had a dream that I weighed less than 1,000 of a gram. I was like, OMG. A cheese factory exploded in France. Debris is everywhere. I was really angry at my friend Mark for stealing my dictionary book. I told him, mark my words. How did Moses make his coffee? He brews it. What's ET short for? Because he's only got tiny legs. Student, can I go to the bathroom? Teacher, it's May. Student, no, it's January. I was reminiscing about the beautiful herb garden I had when I was growing up. Good times. Do you know the last thing my grandpa said to me before he kicked the bucket? Grandson, you want to watch how far I can kick this bucket. Why are elevator jokes so classic and good? Because they work on many levels. After an unsuccessful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Because he had a ton of sick beats. My dog used to chase people on a scooter a lot. And it got so bad, we had to take the scooter away. Okay. Joke number 149. I just gave my 2-week notice at the gym. That circus fire was intense. A guy walks in a bar and is immediately disqualified from the limbo contest. Justice is a dish best served cold, because if it was served warm, it would be just water. I never buy pre-shredded cheese because doing it yourself is great. I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make hens meat. I wish the flu had started in Las Vegas, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I used to work in a shoe recycle store, but it was soul destroying. My boss had told me to have a good day, so I went home. I'm always getting sick during the week because I have a weakened immune system. I used to play piano by my ear, but now I use my hands. I have a great joke about nepotism, but I only have to tell it to the kids. I was playing chess with my friend. He said, let's make this interesting. So then we stopped playing chess. Not sure if you've noticed though, but I love having bad puns. That's just how I roll. I'm so good at sleeping, I can do it with my own eyes closed. Spring is here and I got so excited I wet my plants. If towels can tell jokes, I think they have a very dry sense of humor. I spent a lot of time and money and effort put in child protection on my house, but the kids still got in. My wife said I was so immature, so I told her to go get out of my fort. If the early bird catches the worm, I'll sleep in until there are more pancakes. A witch's vehicle goes broom broom. I'm starting a new dating service. It's Prague called Checkmates. I sold our vacuum cleaner because it is gathering dust. It hurts me to say this, but I have a sore throat, especially after talking so long. I don't trust stairs because they're always up to something. The wedding is so beautiful, even the cake was in tears. If two vegans got in a fight, is it still considered beef? If a child refuses to take a nap, are they guilty of resisting arrest? I know a lot of jokes about retired people, but none of them worked. I don't play soccer because I enjoy it. I'm just doing it for kicks. I invented the new word today. Plagiarism. And don't ever do plagiarism. It's very bad. If an English teacher is convicted of a crime and doesn't complete the sentence, is that a fragment? If you see a robbery at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness? My wife told me I had to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put on my foot. I thought about going on an all-almond diet, but it's just nuts. I tell dad jokes, but I have no kids. I'm Foxpaw. Joke number 185. Why do bees have sticky hair? Honeycomb. Why do dads take extra pairs of socks when they go golfing? In case they got a hole in one. Why couldn't the astronaut land on the moon? Because it was a full moon. Why do dogs float in water? Because they are good boys. What kind of music did the Pilgrims listen to? Plymouth Rock. What do you call a shoe made of a banana? A slipper. What is the tallest building of the world? The library. It's got the most stories. What do you call a beehive without an exit? Unbelievable. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he's outstanding in his field. What do you call a fish with two knees? Two-knee fish. What kind of shoes does a lazy person wear? Loafers. What do you call two monkeys who share an Amazon Prime account? Primates. How does a penguin build its house? It glues it together. Why don't skeletons ever go trick-or-treating? Because they have no body to go with. This graveyard looks overcrowded. People must be dying to get in there. What do you call cheese that is not yours? Nacho cheese. What's the best way to watch a fly fishing tournament? Live stream. Arrow used to be free at the gas station. Now it is $1.50. Do you know why? Inflation. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? It's a carrot. Why is Peter Pan always flying? He never lands. What's a ninja's favorite type of shoes? Sneakers. Because he can sneak up on everybody. What do Santa's elves listen to as they work? Rap music. When they wrap presents, of course. Did you hear about the bacon cheeseburger who couldn't stop telling jokes? He was on a roll. Why was the coach yelling at the vending machine? He want his quarter back. Why do vampires seem sick? 'Cause they're always in the coffin. Okay, that's 209 dad jokes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know what happened, but I was on 2 hours, and now I lost an hour, so I don't know what the hell just happened. So, I guess because my phone was reconnecting, I don't know. I really don't know. So now I have lost an hour instead of gained an hour. I don't know what the hell. It's not like it's daylight saving time. In fact, daylight saving time, I mean, come on, man. Crazy. Alright. This is still not the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. It's taken me so long to make the longest Hutchins Hut video ever. In fact, it's starting to really get on my nerves. Because here it was, I thought I was already going to hit 4 hours, and now it's saying I'm still at 1 hour and 21 minutes. Like, what the hell, dude? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to make a part 3. Okay. It's 2:30 in the morning. I need to get some fucking sleep. I'll see you later.